Australia's grim economic forecast. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this article where, we're warned about a grim economic forecast for Australia from our very own treasurer. Now, how much you reckon we're going to see new taxes come in the next Labor budget? I just wonder. Perhaps. Or maybe I'm too cynical. So, Jim Chalmers' response to the IMF's grim global economic forecast. Australians have been warned a grim new international economic forecast could play into the upcoming federal budget. There we go. Australians have been warned a dire new international forecast showing the world faces the worst 5 years for economic growth in more than 3 decades may play into the upcoming federal budget. Now, here's the thing. If other countries stimulate their economy, increasing their artificial demand for natural resources, that's probably going to be a good thing for a huge supplier of coal and iron ore. Sure, the benefit of that will only go to a certain number of segments of Australian society, but you've got to understand and take advantage of it and position yourself to maximize your benefit from that. Maybe that's the advice we should be giving children here in Australia. Look, and this is how the country's set up. This is how it's run. You know, the government's got housings back. You know, don't fight the Fed. Maybe I'm just getting too cynical in my old age. Treasurer Jim Chalmers said on Friday the government would continue to take account of international developments as it finalised the budget over the coming weeks before its release in May. Dr. Chalmers made the comments in response to the IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva's, I butchered that, assessment of the global economy's prospects. In a speech she gave in Washington, D.C. on Thursday, Ms. Georgieva warned the IMF's outlook for global growth over the next 5 years was the weakest since 1990. The main drivers were higher interest rates, drove up borrowing costs, and persistent economic aftershocks of the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, no, the lockdowns in a response to the pandemic. You know, if you turn the global economy off and on again, it's going to take a while for everything to run smoothly. And there's some people that will never trust it again. The Russian invasion of the Ukraine, she said. Dr. Chalmers echoed her comments, saying high inflation and interest rates across the globe and the effects of the war in Ukraine were contributing to slower global growth and greater uncertainty. He also indicated that the Australian market hadn't emerged unscathed from the recent tremors in the international financial system, such as the recent collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank in the US, the emergency takeover of global lender Credit Suisse in Europe. In such uncertain times, it's critical that the May budget strike the right balance between targeted cost of living relief, responsible fiscal management, and laying the foundations for future growth, he said. Dr. Chalmers has made similar comments many times before as he seeks to soften expectations about what the budget can reasonably deliver amid global economic turmoil and mounting costs of vital public services. This means they're going to be breaking their promises. Some of the unrealistic promises that Labor made at the election, they're going to break. Just prepare yourself for that. There's a reason why they only get a shot, and every generation needs to realize what it's like. The bulk of the work on the federal budget is understood to have been completed, with any revisions or finishing touches to be added before next month. The Albanese government has revealed scant details of the May budget to date, apart from routinely saying it will be responsible and show restraint when it comes to deciding how to dole out public funds. I wonder if we'll get any new taxes. What do you reckon, guys? Let me know in the chat if you think we'll see some more taxes from Labor. One of the only budget items Labor has announced so far is the extra $535 million for Australia's cultural institutions such as the National Gallery in Canberra after years of underfunding. In addition, Anthony Albanese announced on Friday the government would give $6 million over the next 3 years to the Royal Children's Hospital annual Good Friday appeal to support the work of hospital staff and researchers. The budget is also expected to... Why is the government donating to things like this? It kind of seems pointless. I mean, all their money is taxes or future debt that we have to pay off in taxes. So I guess, you know, how about you give all the people working in the hospitals a tax deduction, a discount, a special rebate, eh? How about that? But that won't buy the same number of votes, Florian. What are you saying? The budget is also expected to include funding to cover energy bill rebates, which the government promised later last year when it legislated caps on the wholesale cost of coal and gas in an attempt to rein in soaring electricity prices. But Labor has indicated there won't be any direct cash handouts in the budget because of fears these would only make inflation worse, even if they temporarily helped Australians struggling with the cost of living. Australia's inflation rate hit 6.8% in the 12 months to February. The figure declined from its high in December, but the Reserve Bank forecasts inflation won't return to its target 2 to 3% range until 2025. The RBA put a pause on the most aggressive tightening of monetary policy since the 80s last week to give the central bank's board more time to assess the effects of its 10 successive interest rate rises. So let's have a bit of a talk about this guy. This really feels like he's laying the groundwork for a shit budget, to be honest. At least if you voted for Labor expecting the gimmies, I don't think you're going to get it. I don't think we're going to see the million houses that Labor promised. I think they're going to be probably sensible, and there's going to be some austerity. You're not going to get all the freebies you want. There's a reason why the Conservatives are the grumpy bastards, the meanies, because they understand reality. And now Labor's in charge. It's their turn to understand reality. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. As always, thanks for watching. And, hang on, let me turn... Why are the people calling me now? As always, thanks for watching. Check out HeiseBim or Heise Does for other content I produce. And if you want to support the channel, you can on YouTube or Patreon. You can use our referral links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband, among others. You can buy our pocket squares. We still have a few left. I need to start wearing the jacket to really, amp up the pocket square. It's useful when you're going out, guys, and you don't want to wear a tie. Trust me, you don't need to buy mine. Just go get one cheap somewhere else. But give it a shot if you're going to a function or an event. I guess in Queensland it's just so hot, I try and avoid the ties when I can. If you need an architect, give us a call as well, guys. And finally, take care, have a great day, and I will see you all in the next episode of HeiseSays. You know what? I might put a community post up there asking people to vote if they think we'll see taxes coming in the next Labor budget. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, guys, have a great day and enjoy the last day of the Easter weekend. Take care.